Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Sethum and welcome back to another video for Raid Shadow Legends. We're going to carry on with the story, and so now we are on chapter 7, which I believe is called Tilshire. So obviously in the background I've again leveled up, and as you can see I got 2 new champions. Well, actually I got a few new champions, but something I can actually use in the campaign, which is really good. We got this guy, which is an AoE dealer. Not necessarily that good, but it will do. I did want another AoE dealer, so that should suffice. And then we have this orc fella right here, which again, he looks quite interesting. This is a recent acquirement from the green shards. I just went nuts on them and then kind of used some of the low level champions to level up some of the champions that I upped. So as you can see, both the healer and my main character are currently at 4 stars, so that means I've had to do some work to get them there, which is fine. This should be alright. And so I kind of want to have a look at, you know, kind of plan out what my next step will be and in what direction I'll be going with regards to champions. I mean, I don't really have many options at this point in time, if I'm honest. I want to have a look through the set. At the moment, I have not really actually deleted anything, and you can kind of tell what I've been farming with regards to trying to get XP on my champions. Obviously, sometimes it is grindy and boring, and I will use champions to level up on the champions.
Stepping inside the township of Tilshire, the company realized they had entered a trap, for the gates were slammed shut and barred behind them. The people, visibly entranced, were herded by orcish guards to an inner court where Bad El-Khazar, the dark necromancer, was lording his power with the scepter of Surath. Sensing the presence of stronger spirits, the necromancer suddenly roared out, "Guards, arrest them! They are the queen killers. Give no quarter should they resist."
Again, I have to compliment the narrator. He's done a good job of narrating that. I do like how he puts himself in the character's skin as he's narrating. Really good stuff. So this is one of the things that we can get from these guys. I guess dogs can be your best friend and maybe not your best friend. Gore mask. Okay, well, I guess that'll definitely be doing some goring if you had something with that. I don't know if it'd be very comfortable though. So let's do this. She is kind of low level, but so what happens is, when you rank up a champion, for those that don't know and are new to the game, the levels kind of reset, so you have to start from 0 to some level, yeah, something like that. But it does not necessarily affect your attributes. It just seems to be another a really interesting way of leveling up. So once your champion has reached his or hers maximum capacity for levels, depending on the type of champion, you will then have to rank him up, which then means you'll be putting another star to him and the levels start all over again. However, the stats do not go back to 0. It keeps the stats, it just adds another set of stats, which is a really interesting leveling up system. I kind of like it. It's definitely something I've not played around with in a game before, so yeah, it works. It actually does work. Okay. Okay, so we are starting to fight epic champions. And I think later on we'll get to legendary champions controlled by the AI, which kind of scares me at this point in time, if I'm honest. I think they will do a lot of damage. If I get my things correct, I should be alright. I am primarily focusing on the main champion, possibly a second champion for the purposes of getting the storyline done. So that's the idea. I mean, there is good incentive there to do it. There are gems and there are all sorts of wonderful rewards to get by acquiring the stars. So that is definitely something that I do work on in the background. I've not made a video on it, but I use that as a way of leveling up. So I'll go back and redo the levels that I can with 2 champions and hopefully complete all of the levels without losing any of those 2 champions, and so that should give me 3 stars per level. Now of course the hope here is that when I get close to the end of the campaign on normal, I should have most of the stars required for normal, and if I get all of the stars, I then get the epic gem. So that is my aim. With regards to the epic gem, whether I'll save it or use it really does depend as to what team I'll have at that point in time, how I'm doing for champions, and all that good stuff. Now, so far we seem to be doing alright, and as you can see I've got the set that does apply the shield. I think there is another set that you can get through the campaign, which I will definitely be using. The uncommon champion that I'm currently using that has been ranked up seems to be struggling. Now do bear in mind that she seems to be targeted quite a little bit, which kind of does suck, but whatever. She does have a bit of a heal at the beginning of each turn. It doesn't do that much. That is off of the previous set of weapons and shield that I got. So it's not a lot, but it should hopefully keep her alive. Now, if I can complete all of the stages without losing the champion per stage that I complete without losing a champion, I should get 2 stars. And if I want 3 stars, then I need to complete the stages with 2 champions and no deaths in my squad. So that's kind of how the game is designed. So I'll be doing that once I get through the campaign. And then obviously once I get through the campaign, then I'll be farming the hard campaign, and I don't know what the 3rd difficulty is, but there is a 3rd difficulty. But I'm guessing at that point I should be fairly alright. I think it's Nightmare, possibly. I didn't actually look at it, but I have a feeling it might be called Nightmare. At the moment, I've just focused on trying to get these 2 main champions. Now obviously things might change later on, and I might change to another set of 2 champions depending on what I get. Now ideally I would like to have 2 AoE damage dealers. That would be very good. So I'd probably keep Kale and whatever other good AoE damage dealer that I get. I think that should make life very easy in the campaign, especially if they both dish out a lot of damage. As you can see, AoE seems to be the way to go. I do have the healer, which is a decent damage doer, but it's a single target, so that's okay. And so if I combine these 3, I should, in theory, be okay. Now, obviously, I've seen and read that people can do the last level of the dungeon or the boss at the last level on the hardest difficulty with 1 single champion, and that is a way of farming XP, I believe. Yes. So obviously I'm far from that. I have many more levels to go. That requires a lot of very good gear, which I have not got access to. at this point in time, and maybe that will become a thing at some point. But as it currently stands, I'm definitely keeping Kale. He's done a good job so far, both in PvP. I played around with some dungeons, not too much. So he's okay there as well. He's all around a good character to keep, so I don't think I will be consuming him or feeding him to anything else. And if I get lucky enough to get all of the starting champions, I think I will definitely be keeping them, just because I think that's a cool thing to do. They are at the beginning of the story. And so in my spare time, I will most likely spend my time trying to level those guys up and play around with them, just because I can. Okay, we seem to have dealt with this quite well. No deaths yet. Or I think I did lose a champion at some point, unless I'm getting it confused with another stage or chapter. I'm not quite sure. I don't seem to recall losing a champion in this particular section of the campaign. No, I don't. I was thinking, but I don't seem to recall. I mean, you guys can tell me down below if I have, but I've spent so many hours playing this game, it's kind of all rolled into one now, so I don't actually try and remember what happened in the last stage or last stages. Unless I lost, then I'll go back to the drawing board to figure out why I lost and what I can do to improve. Main focus is completing the campaign at this point. Then the next task will be to get all the stars for that purple gem and shard even. And I think I might look at playing around with some dungeons and then obviously continuing with the next difficulty of the campaign and just going on until I get to the end. I will want to look at getting some decent gear. That will help. And here we are with the boss. Right, so what I've noticed is the boss for the campaign per stage or chapter only shows up as the boss, but they will have certain ads. I mean, the ads can at best be annoying so far. Not really challenging, to be fairly honest. It really does depend on the setup, and I am going with an AoE setup, so it is one of those things that does play into my advantage. Now, sometimes the boss can heal off the ads to some point, to some level, but my main focus is getting out the ads. There goes my champion. Hey, guess she's useless, but I don't have anything else to swap it out with. There we go. So yeah, he's got 2 ads. Interesting. And that just leaves 1 boss. Alright. Oh, this was close.
The company were in 2 minds. Should they risk tailing the necromancer, knowing they were outnumbered by the Sacred Order? Or should they cut through the treacherous mountain and take him by surprise at Valdemar Strait? Their dilemma was soon resolved by the circling presence of a great white eagle. It carried a message from the Arbiter telling them to make haste, that a dark mass was in preparation in the Deadlands. So our heroes took the shorter but perilous mountain route. However, slowed in their tracks by a terrible blizzard, they arrived at Valdemar Strait as Bad-el-Khazar set sail.
Oh hey! Oh yeah, I forgot this guy was guaranteed, was he? Yes, I believe so. So I got 2 of them. Okay, well that's pretty much it for this particular episode. That was a very close call, but I'm glad I pulled through and got through it. that is it for this video, folks. I do hope that you have enjoyed it. If you have, please don't forget to support me on the channel by hitting that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new and haven't already for more similar content from myself, and if you have just subscribed, why not check out some of my other videos and guides here on this channel? Who knows, you might just enjoy them enough. And don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you get notified when I upload new videos and content to the channel. Also, for those interested, you can always find me on the Sethtopia Discord. Links to this you can find down below in the video's description, as well as in a pinned comment from myself. Until next time, stay safe, folks.